It's been a long 6 days without Steamers baseball, thanks to the weather taking 3 games off the schedule and postponing a game to tonight. It's been even longer since the Clams were here at home. They've gone 9 whole days without playing at historic Hicks Field. It's a place the Steamers are happy to be, having won 9 straight games in front of their home crowd. Hello and welcome everyone on to the Steamers YouTube channel for this broadcast of Edenton Steamers baseball. I'm Luke Mealy. I'll be taking you through tonight's matchup between the Edenton Steamers and the Greenbrier Knights. This was a game that was scheduled back on July 7th. They were also intended to play the Knights yesterday. Both those games got rained out, so they're making up one of them here tonight at historic Hicks Field, a scheduled off day for the Steamers, but they don't mind playing tonight after, again, not playing for the last 6 days. The Knights, it's been a long drought for them as well. They have also not played since that July 7th game was canceled. So 2 teams that have had a lot of time off. We'll see if it's rest over rust here tonight at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers will go with Nicky Wolking on the mound tonight, making his first start of the season against Greenbrier. He's been solid this season. He's made 4 starts of 4+ innings where he's allowed just 2 earned runs or less. And after a rough start in Tarboro in his last outing, we'll see if he can get on a hot foot here. Wolking has gone 12 straight days without pitching since that Tarboro game, and that one swung on and missed for strike 1 to open the night. Quincy Scipio up at the plate. Scipio swings through that one quickly, 0-2 to Scipio. Scipio hitting .368 coming into tonight. The man they want right at the top of this order. Wolking out ahead 0-2. Pitch. Down low for a ball. 1-2 the count. It's only Wolking's 3rd start at home this season. The Steamers won each of his first 2 starts here at historic Hicks Field. Called strike 3 to open up the night. Scipio down looking. It's strikeout number 1 for Wolking, and it's out number 1 here in the first. Max Lucas up to the plate now to face Wolking, lefty on lefty here in the first. First pitch is lined out towards right center field. That's going to get down in front of Tyler West and drop for a base hit. It's a 1-out single for Lucas, and the Knights have a man aboard here in the first. That'll bring Luke Waters up to the plate now. As the Knights try and get something started. That one's down low, stopped by Kermode, 1-0 the count. The Knights had success early in the season offensively against the Steamers, putting up 8 runs the first time they've met, but in the 3 games since, they've combined for just 6. So that one swung on and missed for strike 1, so we've seen a lot of teams in the first inning against the Steamers bunt guys over, try to steal bases, doing whatever they can to manufacture early runs against a high-powered Steamers offense. That one's outside, 2-1 the count. Waters hitting .342 coming into tonight for the Knights. He'll swing and miss on a pitch down and in. Nice one from Wolking, evens up the count, 2-2. Swung on, fouled away down the right side and out of play. The count will stay 2-2. Wolking, again, it's been a long time off for everybody, but especially for him. He's gone 12 days since his last outing. That was once again in Tarboro. Two and two the count, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Wolking, and it's out number 2 here in the first. That'll bring Warren Bailey up to the plate now to face Wolking. Bailey's had the Steamers' number in their last few matchups, a couple of extra base hits and 4 RBIs as he swings through the first pitch he sees, 0-1. So he's had some success against Edenton, but in the most recent game, the Steamers' only shutout of the season came against the Knights. He went 0 for 4, and he pops that one up to right field. Tyler West moving in, he's under it, and he'll make the catch. Nicky Wolking works out of a single to work a shutout first inning. We'll head to the home half of inning number 1 here at historic Hicks Field, still scoreless. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the first. The Steamers getting their first crack at the plate. They'll lead off with the man who's led off nearly every game. Chase Bruno will start things at the plate for Edenton. He'll go against Henry Sweeter on the mound. For Sweeter, it's his 3rd start of the season. Bruno leaves his first pitch up for a ball, 1-0. The only time Sweeter has pitched against the Steamers this season, he threw back in that opening game that the Knights won 8-2. He threw 3 1/3 scoreless innings. That was in relief that night, and 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Count will even up 1-1 to Bruno. Chase Bruno's been hitting well as of late, 5 of his last 9 with 3 doubles, and he sends that one out towards right field, getting under it. And making the catch is Herman for out number 1.
Second baseman, trying to say number 2, Bryce Stevens.
That'll bring up Bryce Stevens. His first time at the plate tonight, over at second base for the Steamers. Bryce is a guy we've seen at all different parts of the lineup this season. He'll swing and foul that one to the right side and out of play, 0-1. Moving up to second in the order tonight. Again, he's only played at second base in the field this season, aside from one game he played over at short when Chase Bruno got the night off. So we'll take that for a called strike. Stevens, one of the two-way guys on this team, so usually if you don't see him in the field, there's a chance he could go on the mound that night. The 0-2 pitch. Just missed, and Suira thought he got it. Tried to mix up the speeds that Stevens is seeing as well. He took his time to come forward with that ball. That one up and away, kind of leaving up 2-2. Stevens hitting .229 at the plate this season, but getting on base at a team high .448. Leads the team with 19 walks. So we've seen him at the end of the order waiting for Chase Bruno to come up, but it's also a good idea to have him up here at the top as he swings and misses at that one for out number 2. It's the first strikeout for Suira. Two quick outs for the Steamers offense, and that'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate. Abbott will foul the first pitch he sees off for a strike. It's 0-1. Tate Abbott wasn't with the team in their loss against Tarboro, so his last game was 9 days ago here at historic Hicks Field, and boy, did he have a good night that night. A couple of solo home runs in the Steamers' last game at home. He's out in front of that one, fouls it off. 0-2 the count. Abbott hitting .288 coming into tonight. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Abbott will take for a called strike 3. It's the second strikeout of the inning for Suira, and that'll wrap up inning number 1. Each team goes down scoreless in their first inning of play. We'll head to the second here at historic Hicks Field. The Knights coming up to the plate. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Both teams went scoreless in their halves of the first. Nicky Wolking back on the mound for inning number 2. Andrea Daltrey will lead things off for Greenbrier here in the second. Wolking's first pitch a bit low for a ball, 1-0. That one sent out towards right center field. West will move to his right, and he's under it to make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Bert Hahn up to the plate. The designated hitter tonight for the Knights. Five, 6, and 7 due up here in the order for the Knights. Hahn hitting 6th. Hahn swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back, 0-1. Hahn's played in just 11 of the 14 games this season for Greenbrier. Hitting 185 in those games. He'll send that one the other way, foul. First base side, Abbott moving towards the fence. He's under it, and he makes the catch. By my count, Tate Abbott's called his last 2 pop-ups, and there's 2 outs here in the second. That'll bring Blake Herman up to the plate.
Bullseye contestants, please report to the
Wolking looking for another quick inning here in the second. That one's popped up in the infield on the first pitch. Bruno's under it, and he'll make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Nicky Wolking on the mound. One of the quicker innings you'll see. We'll head to the home half of inning number 2. Still scoreless here at Historic Hicks Field. The 2022 Edenton Steamers merchandise is here, and there are a lot of plays to pick up your Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at Historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at Historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field for this broadcast of Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Mealy. It's the 5th matchup of the season between the Knights and the Steamers. Edenton 3-1 so far against Greenbrier. They've won the last 3 matchups between the teams. Nate Paulson will lead things off here in the second against Swira. Swira back for his second inning on the mound. 4, 5, and 6 due up in the order for Edenton. So that one's across for a called strike, 0-1 to Paulson. Paulson swings and misses at pitch number 2. The count is now 0-2. Paulson hitting .324. He's tied for the team high in games played with Chase Bruno with 23. He sends that one high in the air out to center. Scipio's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. It's 4 up, 4 down for the Steamers offense, and that'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. Hipp now attending the College of Charleston for his next spring season after spending his prior time at Brown University. He'll swing at the first pitch and foul it straight back, 0-1. Hipp, the designated hitter tonight for Edenton. That one's chopped towards the middle. Moving to his left is Proctor. He's got it. Throw on the run is dropped. Bowen dropped it over at first. Not sure if it would have been in time to beat Hipp. And Jackson Hipp is the first man aboard tonight for Edenton with 1 out here in the second.
Third baseman, number 13, Alden Cobb.
That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate here in the second with Hipp over at first. Swing and a miss from Cottle, 0-1. Cottle starting at third tonight for Edenton. That one's outside for a ball. Count will even up 1-1. Cottle has just 1 hit against the Knights this season, hitting 1 for 8 in 3 games. That 1 hit was an extra base hit. It was a double as he swings over that one. 1-2 the count. Alden Cottle's been one of the hotter Steamers hitters as of late. He's got multiple hits in 5 of his last 7 games. Hipp nearly steals. That one's chopped towards the middle, could be 2. Proctor flips to second for 1, and they don't try the turn over to first. They do get the lead runner for out number 2.
Left fielder from Randolph Lincoln, number 14, Hunter Cole.
Hunter Cole up at the plate now for the Steamers, with Alden Cottle over at first on the fielder's choice. He'll swing and foul that one off of Bailey and straight back. 0-1 the count to Cole. Cole starting out in left field tonight and hitting 7th for Justin Hill. Cole takes that one away. 1-1 the count. 20 games this season. Hunter Cole hitting .217. Tied for 4th on the team with 11 runs batted in. He'll foul that one straight back and out of play. Count moves to 1-2 to Cole. Each team with just 1 hit so far tonight. Wolking and Swear have been solid. The 1-2, Cottle's off and running. That's chopped over towards second. Lucas comes in. His throw to first is not in time. Hunter Cole was busting it the whole way. Lucas waited for the ball to come to him. And Hunter Cole legs out an infield single. It's the second infield hit of the inning for Edenton. There's 2 on and 2 outs. That'll bring Tyler West up to the plate now. With Alden Cottle down at second, Hunter Cole over at first. West checks his swing, fouls it back, 0-1. West out in right field. We've seen Tyler West and Davis Halstead come in as defensive replacements for Jackson Hipp out and right, but with Tanner Thatch not with the team at UNC Wilmington, a spot opens up for Hipp to go DH and West and Halstead to alternate out there and right. West will take outside for a ball, 1-1. Tyler West hitting .208 in 16 games this season. Looking for some redemption against the Knights. He was 0 for 3 in their last matchup. As that one's up and in, and it got him. So Tyler West is aboard, and the bases are now loaded for the Steamers. It's the third batter Swear has hit this season, and that'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate. Two outs here in the second. Kermode takes up and in for a ball, 1-0. He's got Alden Cottle over at third, Hunter Cole down at second, and Tyler West at first. Kermode takes the 1-0 down low for a ball. 2-0 the count. Kermode hitting ninth tonight in the Steamers lineup and catching for the Clams. And he sends that one high in the air, deep out towards right field. Moving back to the wall is Herman, and he makes the catch right up against the wall. The Steamers strand 3 here to end the second inning. And we'll head to inning number 3 here at Historic Hicks Field. Still scoreless between the Knights and the Clams. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field between the Knights and the Steamers. Still scoreless here as we're set to begin the third. Dylan Bowen leading things off for the Knights. He'll swing and line the first pitch right at Alden Cottle over at third. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Nicky Wolking, that was just his 19th pitch as he enters his third inning on the mound. He's allowed just 1 hit so far, and It's up to the 9th hitter in this night's lineup, Dominic Proctor at the plate. Proctor will take that one for a called strike at the knees. 0-1 the count. Seen a lot of first pitch swings from this Greenbrier lineup. Proctor elects to try and see a couple out of the hand of Wolking. As that one's sent high in the air out to center. Moving in for it is Paulson. He's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
So good for Harvey Camp College. Number 2, Quincy Scipio.
Back to the top of the order for the Knights. It's Quincy Scipio at the plate. Scipio struck out swinging in his only at bat tonight. That one's up high for a ball, 1-0. It's good to see Wolking locking in here back at home after a rough start out in Tarboro, where he gave up 5 runs on 9 hits in his last appearance. But he's been better here at home. He's given up 10 runs this season. Only 3 of those 10 have come here at historic Hicks Field. That one comes across for a called strike. Count moves to 2-1. Wolking has pitched against 4 different teams this season, but it's the first time he's gone against the Knights. So that one's a check swing and foul to the first base side, 2-2. And of course, the playoffs just under a month away now, but Justin Hill and his coaching staff, they'd love to see all of their pitchers against as many different teams as possible, depending on who they get matched up with. The Steamers right now would be slated to have a bye through the first round of the PCL postseason. That one's outside. Count fills up to Scipio. All 6 teams will make the playoffs. The first and second place teams will get a bye. Steamers currently tied for first with Tarboro, but they technically hold second as the River Bandits have the season series tiebreaker. They've won 4 of the 6 matchups. That one sent high out towards shallow right field. West will move in, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings on the mound for Wolking. We will head to the home half of the third here at historic Hicks Field as the Steamers look to get the scoring started. The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours, the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia. If you are interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit venturebustours.com. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field for this broadcast of Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Milai. We're still scoreless here between the Knights and the Steamers. Chase Bruno and the top of the lineup leading things off here to begin the third against Henry Suira. First pitch, Bruno will take it outside and low for a ball 1-0. In the second, the Steamers loaded up the bases with 2 outs, but stranded all the runners to keep the game scoreless as Bruno takes that one low 2-0. Chase Bruno flew out in his only at-bat back in the first. Bruno pokes that one first base side foul territory. It's going to drift out of play and foul near the beer garden. 2-1 the count. Bruno comes into tonight hitting .365, a team-high 35 hits as he fouls that one off 2-2. Again, earlier in the season, broke the Steamers' all-time hit streak record, breaking Joey Wendell's record of 19 straight games. Bruno went for 21 consecutive games. That one will be grounded softly towards the middle. Proctor to his left, and he can't come up with it. Bruno is flying down the line regardless. And for the first time tonight, the Steamers have the leadoff man aboard. All 3 Steamers hits in this game have not left the infield. It's the first hit for Bruno, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Bruno takes off. Stevens grounds it over to short. Bruno's into second. Proctor's got a tough play on the backhand to first in time to get Stevens for out number 1. But Bruno does advance over to second on the ground out from Stevens. And that'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate. Abbott struck out his only time up tonight. That one misses for a ball. 1-0 to Tate Abbott. Again, he's coming off a game 9 days ago, the Steamers' last game at home, also the last game that Abbott played in. He went 2 for 4, a couple of solo home runs. He'll swing through that one, 1-1 the count. Chase Bruno with a lot of speed out at second. We'll see if the Steamers can put their first hit into the outfield tonight. Abbott takes that one inside for a ball, 2-1 the count. Abbott getting the start over at first base tonight for the Steamers, where he's been all season. Had one late inning of a game over at third base. And he'll line that one into right field. It'll drop in front of Herman for a base hit. They're sending Bruno around third. Here's the throw from Herman to the plate. It's in time, and he got the tag on him. A perfect throw on one hop from Blake Herman from right field for out number 2. It took Bailey right into the baseline. Perfect place to tag Bruno. And it didn't look like a bad idea to send him, but it was a perfect throw for out number 2. Abbott does advance down to second on the throw, so the Steamers still have a runner in scoring position. But now with 2 outs here in the third, Nate Paulson at the plate. He'll take up high for ball 1. We haven't seen a lot of plays at the plate where the Steamers have made the wrong call over at third. It's only the second time they've had someone thrown out coming home this season. Thrown out from the outfield. The count's 1-1 now to Nate Paulson. Paulson flew out in his only at-bat back in the second. He'll foul that one straight back. Count moves to 1-2. Henry Swear has done a nice job on the mound, working around some trouble. He's had the bases loaded up in the second, forced to fly out. He had a run coming home. He was aided by a throw out at home. This one's lined down the line in left field for a base hit. This one's not coming to the plate. Abbott's around third. The throw goes to second and barely in safely as Paulson Abbott comes in to score. It's an RBI double for Nate Paulson, and the Steamers are out ahead 1-0. It's the 12th run batted in for Nate Paulson this season, his team-high 7th double. As the Steamers finally get one on the board against Suira. Jackson Hips at the plate. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch. Five hits in the game for Edenton. 3 of them have come here in the third inning. That one's up and away for a ball, 1-1. Jackson Hip had an infield single his first time up. It was softly hit towards the middle, and Dominic Proctor's throw to first wasn't in time. Hip swings and misses, 1-2 the count. Again, Hip hitting 5th and in that DH spot for the Steamers tonight. Spends most of his time out in right field, but Tyler West getting the start in right tonight. 1-2 pitch popped up in the infield. Moving in from third is Daltrey. Suira comes off the mound. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. Colliding with Daltrey for the final out here in the third. The Steamers do get one home. It's an RBI double from Nate Paulson to put the Clams ahead. We'll head to the fourth. It's the Steamers 1 and the Knights 0. The Edenton Steamers are excited to announce that they'll be hosting one more youth baseball camp this summer. This year's camp dates are July 13th through the 15th, and young ball players between the ages of 5 and 13 are welcome. The cost is $100 to register, and your kid will receive first-class instruction from some of the best college baseball players around. Visit EdentonSteamers.com to register today. A reminder, that camp is in 2 days. It's our final camp of the season. Had one back in June for a few days, and now the July camp again. That's the 13th through the 15th. You can register all the way up until that morning. So still time to get anyone involved that you want to get in that camp, ages 5 to 13. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Knights, due up here to begin the fourth against Nicky Wolking. Wolking started this game back out for his 4th inning. He's only thrown 27 pitches. That one's up for a ball, 1-0 the count. Max Lucas at the plate, and he'll swing and send that one high out towards right field. Tyler West doesn't have to move far. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Volking's retired the last 9 hitters he's faced as Luke Waters comes up to the plate. First pitch to Waters is outside for a ball, 1-0. Waters getting the start out in left field tonight for Greenbrier. He struck out in his only at bat against Volking tonight. That one's on the inside corner, called strike, kind of leaving up 1-1. Back onto the mound quickly. The 1-1 pitch is grounded foul into the Steamers' dugout. 1-2 the count. Once again, Nicky Wolking coming off a 12-day layoff for him. His last game being in Tarboro. Back on June 30th. It's his first start of July. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded softly, and fouled on the third base line. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Wolking didn't go too deep into that Tarboro game, went 4 2/3. Trying to work through the 4th inning here at historic Hicks Field. Outside, kind of leaving up 2-2. Wolking's pitched over 14 innings as a starter here at home. He's only allowed 3 runs in those innings. So that one's outside again. Count will fill up. 3-2 now to Luke Waters. Waters again hitting .342 coming into tonight. Trying to get the Knights back on the bases. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled, straight back. We'll do it again. The only shutout the Steamers pitching staff has this season came against the Greenbrier Knights. It was a 2-0 win. The last time the Knights came here on June 29th. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled off again. Waters really one of the first guys making Wolking work. We've seen a lot of 1 or 2 pitch outs against Nicky Wolking. And he's rolled through 9 consecutive hitters, so Luke Waters trying to make him work for what could be number 10. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off again. Waters, not only does he have a good average, he's getting on base at a .468 clip. And a reliable guy at the top of this order for head coach Chuck Slaughter of the Knights. The 3-2. Swung on, lined out towards right center field. Paulson darting to his left, and he's going to dive and make the catch. Nate Paulson lays out in the outfield grass for out number 2 as Wolking wins the battle. Paulson was shaded towards left center field. He made the run all the way into that right center field gap to track it down. That outfield's still a bit damp from the last couple of days, but Paulson looks to be good as Warren Bailey's up to the plate. He'll swing and ground that one to the left side through the hole for a base hit. It's a 2-out hit for the Knights, and it's their first hit since the first inning. That'll bring Andrea Daltrey up to the plate. Daltrey up with Bailey over at first. First pitch, it's a bit outside for a ball, 1-0. It's only the second base runner that's reached against Wolking tonight, and now he'll throw over to keep Bailey close. Bailey not getting much of a lead over at first at all, just a couple of steps off. So that one's across for a called strike, 1-1 the count. Daltrey flew out in his only at bat tonight. He'll send that one high on the first base side and back out of play. 1-2 now the count. Holking just one strike away from keeping the Steamers ahead through 4. He's got his sign. The 1-2. Swung on, poked out towards shallow right center field. West moving in from right, and it'll hang up there for him to make the catch. 4 scoreless innings for Nicky Wolking on the mound. We'll head to the home half of inning number 4 here at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers still ahead by 1. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the 4th between the Greenbrier Knights and the Edenton Steamers. Henry Suira still on the mound for Greenbrier, as the Steamers have the 6, 7, and 8 spots due up in the lineup. It's Alden Cottle leading things off. He'll line that one back through the middle just over the second base bag. Into center for a base hit, a leadoff single for the Steamers. It's Cottle's first hit tonight.
Over to Randolph making number 14, Hunter Cole.
That's 6 hits in the game now for Edenton. As Hunter Cole comes up to the plate, he has one of those 6 hits tonight. He'll swing and ground that one fouled on the first base side, 0-1. Cole is one of the 6 total hits, but he has one of 3 infield hits in this game for Edenton. Their first 3 hits were all in the infield. The 0-1, Cole swings and fouls it into the leg of Bailey. 0-2 the count. Hunter Cole's been solid against the Knights coming into tonight. He's hitting .333 with 4 RBIs and a double against Greenbrier through a few games this season. He'll swing and miss at the 0-2 for out number 1 here in the 4th. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Henry Suira.
Right field control on number 5, Tyler West.
Tyler West will come up to the plate now for the Steamers with Cottle over at first. First pitch to West, misses for a ball, 1-0. West came up with 2 aboard back in the second, and he was hit on a pitch up and in. We'll see if he'll get the chance to swing the bat this time. The 1-0 pitch is up and in again. This time he's able to get out of the way. 2-0 the count. Two and 0 the count to Tyler West with Alden Cottle over at first. West swings and fouls that one straight back. 2-1 the count. West once again out there in right field for the Steamers tonight. After it was Davis Halstead in the last game for the Steamers getting the start out and right. 2-1 pitch. He'll ground that one over to short. Could be 2. Proctor stays down on it. Quick throw to second for 1. Turn to first is not in time. But they do get the lead runner at second in Alden Cottle. And there's 2 outs here in the 4th. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate with 2 outs here in the 4th. Tyler West over at first. That one comes across for a called strike, 0-1. Swear's done a nice job on the mound tonight, looking to make it through his 4th inning. Just allowing 1 run. The Knights have had some good games on the mound against the Steamers this season, as that one misses for a ball, 1-1. They've held the Steamers to 2 runs in one game and 2 runs in another game. The Steamers went 1-1 in those games. Other than Tarboro, really the only pitching staff that has figured out the Steamers in any sense this season. Kermode flew out in his only at bat tonight. And the Steamers stranded the bases loaded back in the second. 2-1 pitch is taken in the dirt. West thought it was ball 4. He came off the bag, and he barely gets back into first. West started trotting down to second. Even Bailey behind the plate froze before he made the throw back to first. Three and 1 the count to Kermode. The pitch. Down and away, ball 4. Kermode reaches for the first time tonight. It's a 2-out walk. The Steamers have 2 on, 2 outs. The top of the order back up. It's Chase Bruno up to the plate. Bruno with a loud fan section behind the plate here tonight. He's 1 for 2, and he'll swing at the first pitch and miss. 0-1 the count. Bruno flew out his first time up back in the first and had an infield hit in his second at bat tonight. The 0-1. On the inside corner for a called strike, 0-2. Steamers have already stranded 4 runners tonight. Bruno trying to keep the line moving here in the 4th. It's Tyler West down at second, Case Kermode over at first. And Swearer will step off. He'll reset from the stretch. The 0-2. Up high, 1-2 the count. Swearer's worked in and out of trouble. He's scattered 6 hits. He's walked 1 and hit 1 batter tonight. He's added in 3 strikeouts to his line. Down in the dirt for a ball. 2-2 to Bruno. Works back from down 0-2 to even things up. Bruno second on the team with 16 RBIs. He's got 2 on now here in the fourth. The 2-2 swung on line towards the middle, handled by Proctor on one hop, flip to second is in time to wrap up the fourth here at Historic Hicks Field. The Steamers leave 2 more on the bases and will head to the fifth here in Edenton with the Steamers ahead 1-0. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. These Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Venture Tours, the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field. It's Christmas in July tonight here at the ballpark. A couple of Christmas hats over in the Steamers dugout. Santa has been here tonight through the first 4 innings. Anybody that's wanted one has been able to get a picture with Santa over with a nice Christmas backdrop, a couple of chairs near the fence here at Historic Hicks Field. Mickey Wolkings left a good present under the tree here for the Steamers tonight. He's gone 4 shutout innings, allowed just a couple of hits. A couple of strikeouts to his name. He's thrown 44 pitches through the first 4 innings. He'll face Bert Hahn to lead things off here in the 5th, and he'll foul it away for a strike. 6, 7, 8 spots due up in the Knights lineup here in the 5th. Hahn lines that one out towards left field. Cole moving towards the line. It's going to drop. Cole cuts it off barehanded before it got to the wall and gets it in. A nice job out there in left field by Hunter Cole to hold Hahn to a single. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Knights, and it's the first time they've had the leadoff man aboard in this game. Again, it's still a bit damp out there in left field, so Hunter Cole, working against some wet grass, was still able to make that play. Blake Herman up to the plate. He'll take for a called strike from Wolking, 0-1. Herman popped out on his only at-bat tonight. The 0-1 is up and away for a ball, 1-1. Again, the Knights have only had 3 base runners tonight on their 3 hits, and none of them have really gotten a long lead off of first. Maybe about 1 stride off the bag, and that one swung on and missed, 1-2. Hahn over at first, not necessarily a guy who's going to try and steal a lot of bases, but they do not want to run themselves into any pickoffs against Nicky Wolking. That one's fouled away, 1-2 the count. Wolking actually one of the Steamers with no pickoffs this season. The Clams have picked off 7 base runners this season as a staff. The 1-2 pitch outside. Kermode throws back to first, and Abbott does a nice job to at least knock it away. He knocked it halfway down the first base line, but it didn't get past him. So Hahn holds it first, and the count is now 2-2 to Blake Herman. That pitch fouled away off the bricks in front of the Steamers' dugout, 2-2 the count. Herman hitting .333 this season for the Knights. He's got a runner over at first to lead off the 5th. The 2-2 is lined into left field for a base hit. Cole will stop it, but it's back-to-back singles to lead off the 5th inning for Greenbrier. They've got 2 aboard and nobody out. That'll bring Dylan Bowen up to the plate with runners at first and second. You can't see it on the stream, but Santa Claus saying his final goodbyes, his final Merry Christmases for the night. That one's called a strike at the knees of Bowen. Owen won the count. Dylan Bowen lined out over to third in his only at bat tonight. He'll take that one for a strike at the knees. 0-2 the count. It's the most trouble Wolking's been in all night. The first time the Knights have had 2 men on. The 0-2. Swing and a miss off speed from Wolking. Gets Bowen swinging. It's strikeout number 3 for Nicky Wolking. And it's out number 1 here in the 5th. With that strikeout, Wolking actually leads the PCL with 35 strikeouts this season. That's 16 more than the next nearest pitcher. Dominic Proctor up to the plate. First pitch he sees is down low for a ball, 1-0. Proctor hitting 9th tonight for Greenbrier. He flew out in his only at bat. He'll send that one high in the air, left field line. Cole ranging towards that line, towards the Steamers' bullpen. He runs out of room. Slips up against the fence of the bullpen. It's a long strike for Proctor, and the count evens up 1-1. Proctor's in the 9-hole, but he's been about as consistent as any hitter in this Knights lineup this season. He's hitting .440 through 12 games with Greenbrier. He's knocked in 4 runs this season, 5th best on the team. He's got 2 on the bases with 1 out in the 5th. He'll foul that one straight back, 1-2. In 3 of Wolking's 5 starts this season, he's worked through the 5th inning, trying to do it again here, running and heading for third. The throw's into left field. Hahn will come around to score as he took off from second to third. The throw went by Alden Cottle. It was down low from Kermode. And on a wacky sequence, the Knights have tied the game. It is 1-1. And advancing to second on the play is Blake Herman from first. Proctor still at the plate. 2-2 pitches, swing and a miss. He got him for out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Woking. He's now got 4 strikeouts tonight, and the top of the order is back up for Greenbrier. Quincy Scipio at the plate with a runner out at second. It's Blake Herman. Well, the Knights have taken away the possibility of being shut out for the second straight time against the Steamers. As Scipio takes that one for a called strike, 0-1. Scipio 0 for 2 tonight as the leadoff man for Greenbrier. He struck out and flown out in 2 at-bats. He'll line that one out towards center. Paulson moving in, and he'll make the running catch to keep this game tied. The Knights get on the board on some base running from Bert Hahn, a throw that went into left field. And we're all tied at 1 as we head to the home half of the 5th here at Historic Hicks Field. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 1 fireworks show scheduled for the rest of the summer. You can catch this show on Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars and we'll see you at the ballpark. July 30th, the final game of the season here at Historic Hicks Field. Still 19 games away. 19 days away, pardon me, but it almost feels like it's 19 games with a game almost every day for Edenton the rest of the way. That one misses for a ball to Bryce Stevens leading off this 5th inning against Henry Suira. The Steamers have just 3 days without a game the rest of the season as Stevens fouls that off. 1 off day and then 2 days here at Historic Hicks Field for All-Star Weekend. It's the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. So for some guys, that 1 off day will be their only off day. So that one bounces past Bailey, 2-1 the count. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the order against Suira. And once again, it's Stevens leading things off for Edenton. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. He'll foul that one straight back, 2-2 the count. Suira's done a solid job tonight, working around 6 hits, a walk, and a hit batter. He's now up over 70 pitches in this game. Stevens pops that one up, shallow right field. Moving in from right is Herman, and he'll make the catch on the run for the first out here in the 5th. That'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate now for the Steamers with one out here in the fifth. As Sweera works from the windup, his first pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Abbott back in the lineup after he wasn't with the team in Scarborough 6 days ago. That was their last game. He's 1 for 2 in this one, had a hit in his last at bat. That one's outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. Abbott came around to score the Steamers' only run tonight on the RBI double from Nate Paulson. He'll swing and foul it away to the left side and out of play, 1-2. Abbott at first base defensively tonight for the Steamers. Trying to get there offensively in this at-bat. The 1-2 pitch is poked out towards left field, towards the line. Waters moving over, and he makes a sliding grab. An impressive catch from Luke Waters. He slid over that left field line. And that's out number 2 here in the fifth. What a play from Waters. And that'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate. The only reason the Steamers on the board had that RBI double back in the third. First pitch to Paulson. He'll pop it up right side down the first base line. Sprinting in from right field is Herman. He'll be called off by the second baseman Lucas, who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Sweera on the mound. We'll head to the 6th here at historic Hicks Field, all tied at 1. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Saturday, July 16th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game, and proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field and was even a host family for the Steamers organization in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago, and the Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of this great cause. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where we're all tied at 1 between the Greenbrier Knights and the Edenton Steamers. Nicky Wolking back on the mound for the Clams. He's facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Greenbrier lineup. Max Lucas will lead things off for the Knights. So far, Wolking's gone 5 innings, allowed 4 hits. That one's across for a strike. The only run that came across was unearned on an errant throw into left field as Bert Hahn tried to steal third. He came around to score on the throw. That one's hit high in the air out to shallow right center field. Tyler West will move in from right to make the catch for out number 1. 66 pitches so far for Nicky Wolking. His longest appearance of the season was 7 innings back against the Suffolk Voyagers on June 16th at Lakewood Park. Luke Waters up to the plate now with 1 out here in the 6th. He'll line that one at Alden Cottle, who makes a jumping catch for out number 2. The second ball that's been hit right on the nose at Alden Cottle. He's brought in both. And quickly there's 2 outs here in the 6th. Warren Bailey up to the plate now for the Knights. Bailey swings at a pitch outside and fouls it into the Knights' bullpen for a long strike, 0-1. Bailey 1 for 2 in this game, singled in his last at bat. It's behind the plate tonight for Greenbrier defensively. That pitch down and in for a ball. 1-1 now the count to Bailey. Bailey hitting .261 for the Knights this season. A team high 12 RBIs. Wolking's 1-1. Hit high in the air. Popped up towards second base. Stevens calls it. He's under it. And he'll make the catch. The third 1-2-3 inning of the night for Nicky Wolking on the mound. He's through 6. We'll head to the home half of inning number 6 here at Historic Hicks Field, all tied at 1. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance. Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Hello and welcome back to this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. The Clams are all tied up with the Greenbrier Knights 1-1 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's been a real pitcher's duel here tonight with Nicky Wolking on the mound for Edenton and Henry Swira out there for the Knights. Wolking just worked through his 6th inning of work. Swira back out there for inning number 6. Jackson Hipp will lead things off for Edenton and fouls the first pitch away. The 5, 6, and 7 spots due up in the lineup for the Steamers. Hipp in that 5th spot, designated hitting. He'll foul that one off to the right side and out of play, 0-2 the count. Hip is 1 for 2 tonight. He had an infield single back in the second and popped out in his last at bat. The 0-2 pitch is sent high down the left field line. Moving back from third is Daltrey. He's called off by the shortstop Proctor, who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. Swear now over 80 pitches. He's at 81 pitches. He's allowed 6 hits, walked 1, hit 1 batter, struck out 3, and allowed just that 1 run. And again for Swear, it's just his 3rd start of the season, his first against the Steamers. He has a relief appearance against the Steamers this season. That was way back on June 7th. He went 3 1/3 and held the Steamers scoreless in those innings as the count's now 1-1 to Alden Cottle. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away by Cottle. Count moves to 1-2. Steamers again, they've won 3 straight against Greenbrier after the Knights took the first matchup between the teams. That was just the 5th game of the season. Cottle behind 1-2 to Henry Suera. Shakes off a couple. He's got his sign. The 1-2. Fouled away. Alden Cottle 1 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a fielder's choice and singled in his 2 at-bats. There is some throwing going on in the Greenbrier bullpen, but if Suera can keep the bases empty, he'll probably go to wherever his pitch limit is. Again, he's up over 80. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Suera. That's number 4, and it's out number 2 here in the 6th. Suera's retired the last 6 hitters he's faced, and that'll bring Hunter Cole up to the plate. Cole's also 1 for 2 against Suera tonight. He'll take that one outside. 1-0 the count. Cole has an infield hit, and he struck out in his 2 at-bats in this game. That one's across for a called strike in the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Suera's pitch. Down in the dirt for a ball. Cole's ahead 2-1. Hunter Cole again, he's gotten a bit dirty and a bit wet out there in the left field grass tonight and hitting 7th in the Steamers lineup. Swings and misses at that one. 2-2 now the count to Hunter Cole. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away third base side and out of play. So we'll do it again at 2-2. It's one of the closer games the Steamers have had here at historic Hicks Field as of late. Once again, the Clams have won their last 9 games here at home. As that one just misses low, Suera was already walking off the mound. The count fills up to Cole, 3-2. The Steamers 12-3 overall here at historic Hicks Field. The 3-2 to Cole. Swung on, chopped over towards short. Proctor moving in. He'll make the throw in time for out number 3. That's the third 1-2-3 inning for Suera on the mound, just like Woking for the Steamers. It's been a pitcher's duel here at historic Hicks Field so far. We'll head to the 7th, still tied at 1. Edenton IT has all your repair needs. Another cracked phone screen, they've seen it. A computer virus has taken over, they've battled it. Password recovery needed, they've got you. Time for a software update, hand it over. In dire need of family filtering? Well, every family could use some of that. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591. That's 252-573-4591, or visit them online at edentonit.com. Nobody likes to strike out by missing a Zoom call, losing data, having slow software, or a broken computer. Once again, call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 for all your computer service needs. Or you can visit them at 203 South Broad Street in downtown Edenton. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field. We've got a tight one here in Edenton between the Steamers and the Greenbrier Knights. Nicky Wolking back out on the mound for Edenton for his 7th inning of work. He'll face the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the Knights lineup. His first pitch is away for a ball to Andrea Daltrey. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch is popped up foul. Third base side over the Steamers' dugout and out of play. Count will even up 1-1. Once again, Wolking's only worked through 7 innings one time this season. He's worked into the 7th inning twice. The Steamers won both of those games. He got the win in both of those games. This 1-1 pitch is skied out towards center field. Shallow center near the infield. Bryce Stevens moves over from second to make the catch for out number 1. So for Wolking, he's at now 74 pitches through 6 1/3. He's now retired the last 7 nights he's faced, as Bert Hahn will come to the plate. Hahn will slowly chop that one over to third. Moving in is Cottle. He'll lose it on the transfer. And Hahn is in for the 2nd time tonight. It's the 2nd hit of the game for Bert Hahn. And the Knights have a man aboard with 1 out here in the 7th. It's only the 5th hit overall allowed by Wolking so far tonight, as Blake Herman will come up to the plate. And this is how the Knights got things going in the 5th. Hahn had a single. He was followed by a single by Herman before Hahn eventually came around to score. Herman lets the first one come across outside for a ball, 1-0. Herman's 1 for 2 in this game. He's popped out and singled his last time up. That one is swung on line hard and fouled on the third base side and out of play. 1-1 the count. Blake Herman has now had a hit in each of his last couple games against Edenton. One of the few guys with consistent success against the Steamers, as that one's outside for a ball, 2-1. Overall, Herman hitting .333 through 12 games this season for the Knights. And Wolking will throw over to first, and Hahn is back in easily. Again, just like the last time Hahn reached, he's not getting much of a lead off that first base bag, but when he came around to score, he was trying to steal third, as that one floats up high for a ball. 3-1 the count to Herman. Again, it's the back half of the Greenbrier Knights order trying to get some momentum going against Nicky Wolking. Here's the 3-1, swing and a miss. Count fills up, 3-2 now to Herman. 3-2 the count. Bert Hahn over at first. One out in the seventh. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Nicky Wolking. It's his fifth of the night, and it's out number 2 here in the seventh. Working back from behind 3-1 to get Herman. That'll bring Dylan Bowen up to the plate now with Hahn over at first. 2 outs in the seventh. Swung on, fouled, straight back and out of play. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 is grounded. Wolking lets it go by, and Bruno's got it. He'll flip to second for out number 3. 7 innings of 1-run ball for Nicky Wolking on the mound. We'll head to the home half of inning number 7. Still tied at 1 at Historic Hicks Field. The Steamers are excited to announce a newfound partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This season will mark our first annual jersey fundraiser for the organization. To coincide with the Chowan County Cantaloupes moniker, we'll be wearing special themed jerseys on all home Tuesdays at Historic Hicks Field. At our final home game on Tuesday, July 19th, we'll be auctioning off those Cantaloupes jerseys, and all proceeds will go towards the summer programs that benefit the kids of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. We would like to extend a huge thank you to RC Theaters Albemarle Movies 8 for their sponsorship and support of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for your support of this great cause. The Steamers will be back in those Cantaloupe jerseys tomorrow night against the Tarboro River Bandits. It'll be the 3rd time this season the Steamers have worn the orange and green. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up in the lineup for the Steamers. Henry Swira back on the mound for the Knights. Tyler West leading things off. He'll take up and in for a ball, 1-0. No pitching changes for either side tonight. Swira and Wolking have been dominant in this game as West takes a called strike, 1-1. Swira's pitch count is a bit higher. He's up to 93 pitches in this game. He scattered 6 hits, 1 walk, struck out 4, allowed just 1 run. As West sends that one high in the air, down the left field line, moving to the wall is Waters. That ball is foul. Couldn't quite tell if it would have gone out, but it was a long foul ball to say the least for Tyler West. And the count will move to 1-2. West has reached once in a couple of plate appearances tonight. He was hit by a pitch and grounded into a fielder's choice his last time at the plate. That one's across for a called strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Henry Swira, and it's out number 1 here in the 7th. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate now for the Steamers. Kermode will take inside for a ball, 1-0. Kermode's reached once against Swira tonight. He's flown out and walked in 2 plate appearances as Warren Bailey will go have a quick chat with Swira. And that's all it was, a very quick chat over there between the two. That one comes across for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Swira has sent down the last 8 steamers he's faced at the plate. Kermode was actually the last steamer to reach base with a walk in his last appearance. So that one bounces in for a ball. 2-1 the count. Case Kermode trying to set the table. The top of the lineup due up next. Chase Bruno waiting on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fought off out towards second. It'll be caught out of the air by Lucas for out number 2. The pitch count's getting up there for Swira, but in a matchup that the Steamers have dominated as of late, that's going to make it all that much harder for Chuck Slaughter to eventually make that change. But he is now going through the Steamers lineup for the 4th time tonight. It's Chase Bruno's 4th time at the plate. Bruno sends that one high in the air out towards left center field. Moving back is Scipio towards the wall. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. That's the 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning on the mound for Henry Swira. Will head to the 8th inning at Historic Hicks Field, still tied at 1. Who's ready to rock? The first annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 24th. We'll welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at Historic Hicks Field. Starting at 4 p.m. that afternoon, PB&J will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 6, and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 8 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rockin' event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Right now at Historic Hicks Field, we have an old-fashioned pitcher's duel as Nicky Wolking back out for the 8th inning. It's the first time a Steamer starter has worked into the 8th inning this season. That one's inside for a called strike to Dominic Proctor. It's 9-1-2 due up in the night's order to begin the 8th. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Wolking's up to 84 pitches now in the game. He's allowed just 5 hits, struck out 5, has walked none, and the only run that came across was unearned. The 0-2. Swung on, hit high in the air out towards left center field. Cole moving back towards the wall on the run, and he makes the catch. An impressive running catch into deep left center field from Hunter Cole for out number 1. A couple of impressive plays in the outfield tonight for Edenton. Nate Paulson in center had a diving catch earlier, after there were a few errors behind Nicky Wolking and Tarboro. His defense has done a great job behind him tonight. Back to the top of the order. It's the 4th time through for Wolking. He'll go up against Quincy Scipio, the leadoff man. And Scipio will foul that one away, 0-1. Scipio 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out back in the first and has flown out a couple of times. Allen's a bit outside for a ball. 1-1 now, the count to Scipio. That one's hit high in the air out towards right center field. West moving back towards the wall, and he'll make the catch up against the wall. A couple of long outs here to begin the 8th inning. And that'll bring Max Lucas up to the plate. Again, this is the longest Nicky Wolking's gone into a game this summer. He threw 7 innings back against the Voyagers on June 16th. He went a maximum of 6 innings in a game this spring at Chowan University. His first pitch is outside to Lucas, 1-0. So Wolking stretching himself out here, and one of the best starts from a Steamers pitcher this season. That one's across for a called strike, 1-1. A bit of throwing and stretching in the Steamers bullpen. But right now, this is Nicky Wolking's game, the 1-1. Chops, third base side. It's a slow roller. Wolking bare hands, throws to first. It is in time! Nicky Wolking! 8 innings of 1-run ball here at home. His best start of the season. He is pumped up coming off the mound. We'll head to the home half of the 8th. Here in Edenton, still tied at 1 between the Knights and the Steamers. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field in the bottom half of the 8th inning in an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. It's 1-1. but the Knights make the first pitching change of the evening. Henry Suarez done after 7 innings. He threw 100 pitches, allowed 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, and allowed just 1 run. Steamers have 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup due up. Bryce Stevens at the plate. He'll take down low for a ball, 1-0. Kellen Davis, the man to relieve Suarez on the mound. He's thrown in 3 games this season, 2 as a starter. But head coach Chuck Slaughter going to one of his best here in a game that's very winnable for the Greenbrier Knights. The Steamers, again, they haven't lost to an opponent other than Tarboro since June 14th. It's been nearly a month. The 1-1. Grounded out towards second. Proctor stays down on it, but he tried to backhand. It goes off his foot into left field, and Bryce Stevens is aboard. Proctor had plenty of time to try and square up the ball. He went at it with a backhand. It got through him. And the Steamers have the leadoff man aboard. That's the first error of the game for the Knights. Tate Abbott and the Clams trying to take advantage of it here in the 8th and put Nicky Wolking in a position to earn the win. First pitch, Abbott will foul it straight back out of play. 0-1 the count. We'll see if the Steamers try and take off with Bryce Stevens over at first. The Steamers haven't had a ton of base runners as of late. Their last hit came in the 4th inning. Abbott shows bunt, pulls back. That one was down low for a ball. 1-1 to Tate Abbott. Bryce Stevens is second on the team with 5 stolen bases this season. We'll see if Justin Hill takes that chance with one of his better hitters and Tate Abbott at the plate. Abbott hitting .288 this season. Abbott will show bunt again and will get it down to the first base side. No one covering first, and now coming over from second is Lucas to cover the bag for out number 1. But a perfect bunt from Tate Abbott moves Stevens into scoring position. Nate Paulson's knocked in the only run tonight for Edenton, and he's got a man out at second with 1 out in the 8th. Paulson 1 for 3 in the game with that RBI double. He'll take that one a bit low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Kellen Davis trying to pick up on Henry Suarez's dominant 7 innings of work to start this game for Greenbrier. They've lost their last 3 matchups to the Steamers this season. 1-0 pitch, floated out towards center, moving back from short and making the catch is Proctor. Trying to atone for his error earlier in the inning. He makes the running catch out in shallow center field for out number 2. That'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate with 2 outs here in the 8th. Bryce Stevens down at second. Jackson Hipp 1 for 3 tonight. Had an infield single back in the 2nd for his only hit. He'll float that one out towards center. Moving in is Scipio. That's going to drop in for a hit. They're sending Stevens home. No throw to the plate. And Jackson Hipp has done it again in the 8th inning. It's his 3rd go-ahead hit in the 8th this season. And he puts the Steamers ahead 2-1. It's the 2nd hit of the game for Jackson Hipp. The first Steamers hit since the 4th inning, and they lead 2-1 here in the 8th. Alden Cottle up at the plate with 2 outs. Jackson Hipp over at first. He'll take that one outside for a ball, 1-0. As now the Steamers are going to put a pinch runner on. Davis Halstead coming into the game to run the bases for Jackson Hipp. Jackson Hipp had the go-ahead hit in the 8th inning and the Steamers' first 2 home games of the season. Back on June 4th and June 5th against the Boone Bigfoots and the Virginia Beach Sea Dogs. And it's been a while since the Steamers have had a game close enough to need some clutch hitting in the 8th, but Jackson Hipp delivers again as Halstead's back in over at first. Remember, Jackson Hipp was designated hitting tonight, so Halstead most likely won't go into the field as Tyler West is out and right. Alden Cottle at the plate ahead 1-0. He'll leave that one up high. 2-0 the count. Davis comes into the game on the mound, and the Steamers take the lead, and you don't want to fault him too much. The run that came around was unearned as Stevens reached on an error by Dominic Proctor over at short. That pitch is outside. 3-0 now the count. Cottle's had at least 2 hits in 5 of his last 7 games, trying to continue that dominance here tonight. He's 1 for 3. 3-0 pitch is across for a called strike. 3-1 the count. That one's across for a called strike at the letters. 3-2 now the count to Cottle. So Davis trying to work back into this count. He was behind 3-0. Davis Halstead over at first. He'll be off and running on the pitch. Here's the 3-2 to Cottle. He'll swing and miss. Kellen Davis strikes out Cottle to wrap up the 8th, but the Steamers take the lead late. Jackson Hipp a go-ahead RBI single to put Edenton ahead. We'll head to the 9th here at historic Hicks Field with the Clams ahead 2-1. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field here in the top of the 9th. The Steamers are ahead 2-1. Nicky Wolking back on the mound, looking to finish off what he started tonight. He's gone 8 innings, allowed just 1 run that was unearned. He's scattered 5 hits, struck out 5, walked none. But he's got to go through the meat of the night's order. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Greenbrier to begin the 9th. As the first pitch is outside to Luke Waters, who's leading things off. That one to Waters is hit on hard on one hop over to Bruno. His throw to first is in time for out number 1. Wolking, the first teamer to work into the 8th inning this season as a starting pitcher. He's now the first teamer to work into the 9th. He's up to 93 pitches after that at bat. We saw Henry Swira throw 100 through 7 innings on the other side for the Knights. Warren Bailey up to the plate for Greenbrier. He'll swing at the first pitch, send it high out towards right center field. West moving back to the wall. That ball is up against the wall. West will get it in quickly to second, and Bailey slides in safely. A one-out double for Warren Bailey to put the tying run in scoring position for Greenbrier. No one throwing right now in the Steamers bullpen, but there was throwing earlier, and it looks like we'll have a pitching change. Nicky Wolking goes 8 1/3. And there's a discussion out at the mound, and that is going to do it for Wolking, who puts the ball into the glove of Tyrus Bumgardner. The best start of the season for a Steamers pitcher, and the best start of the season for Nicky Wolking. What a response to his last start 12 days ago. We're going to take a quick break. The Steamers ahead 2-1 here in the ninth, trying to close things out against the Greenbrier Knights. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are trying to close things out. It was a wonderful start from Nicky Wolking, went 8 1/3. Only one run came across for the Knights, but they do have the tying run at second as Tyrus Bumgardner's into the game to try and finish it off in the ninth. His first pitch is fouled away by Andrea Daltrey. Counts 0-1. This is the 8th game for Tyrus Bumgardner on the mound this season. He's thrown 12 innings. He's got a 3-0 record. Bumgardner has not seen a lot of time here at home for the Steamers. He's pitched in almost every game in Tarboro as he hits Daltrey on the back. And the Knights have 2 aboard now here in the ninth, trailing by 1. For Bumgardner, this is only his second appearance at home for the Steamers. His first was just one scoreless inning against the River Bandits back on June 15th. He's trying to wrap up the win for Nicky Wolking and earn a save for himself. There's 2 on, 1 out. Bert Hahn up to the plate. Hahn takes that one low for a ball, 1-0. Hahn is the only Knight with multiple hits tonight. He's 2 for 3 in the game. Their only run in this game came across in the 5th. That one's hit high in the air out to right center. Tyler West is under it. We'll see if Bailey tags. He makes the catch. Bailey just draws a throw to second, and he's back in safely. And there's 2 outs here in the ninth. The Knights down to their final out as Blake Herman comes up to the plate in the ninth. Herman is 1 for 3 in the game. He's got the tying run out at second. Bumgardner's pitch Swing and a miss, 0-1. Bumgarner, it's his second appearance of the season against Greenbrier. He went 2 scoreless innings against the Knights at Lakewood Park back on June 21st. He's ahead on Blake Herman. The 0-1. Up high, 1-1 the count. Bumgarner's been used more as a setup man this season. Steamers have really only used Cole Bates, Gage Riddick, and Tanner Thatch in the closing role. And Bumgarner's got a 3-0 win-loss record. Looking for that first save here tonight. The 1-1. Inside on Herman, 2-1 the count. Steamers came into the inning ahead 2-1. Nicky Wolking came into this 9th inning looking for the complete game. He gave up a 1-out double to Warren Bailey, which prompted Justin Hill to bring in Tyrus Bumgarner. He's got 1 out in the inning, looking for the final one. That one's up over the head. Bailey takes off for third. The throw to third is not in time. Bailey got under the tag. Count moves to 3-1. Good job by Cottle to dig it out of the dirt. Didn't want another throw going into left field. That's the only way the Knights have scored tonight. So Bailey moves over to third. Daltrey stays at first. Runners at the corners now for the Knights. That one came right off the backstop back to Kermode, and he nearly threw out Warren Bailey to end the game. Things getting a little bit tighter here in the 9th as Bumgarner looks for that final out. Rubs his hand in some dirt as he has a conversation with Case Kermode and shortstop Chase Bruno out on the mound. The count's 3-1 to Blake Herman, with Andrea Daltrey at first, Warren Bailey over at third. And Daltrey moving over to third is big. He's not the fastest guy on this Knights team, so him moving ahead 90 feet means any ball that drops in the outfield will score him. As Bumgarner tries to settle in for this final out. 3-1 the count to Herman. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Count fills up, 3-2. The Knights down to their final strike here in the 9th. Herman trying to keep the game alive for Greenbrier. Daltrey will be off from first on the pitch. The 3-2 pitch. Down. Oh, it's called strike 3 at the knees. Tyrus Bumgarner comes in to get the save. And the Steamers win it 2-1. Bumgarner comes into the game with a runner in scoring position and keeps him out there as the Steamers win it 2-1. An absolute gem on the mound from Nicky Wolking, who started and went 8 1/3, allowed 6 hits, no earned runs, and struck out 5. The Steamers win it. They get a clutch hit from Jackson Hipp in the 8th to fuel them to victory here at historic Hicks Field. That's now 10 wins in a row in front of the home crowd for the Steamers. And they'll be back here tomorrow night to take on the Tarboro River Bandits. A gutsy home victory for the Clams as they improved to 4-1 against the Knights this season. They now improved to 19-6 overall, 15-6 in PCL play, and back into sole possession of first place in the Premier Collegiate League. Thank you all for watching tonight, this broadcast of Edenton Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock when the Steamers are back at home to take on the River Bandits.